It's crazy. I'm on the line. Marian, you're already on here? Okay. There we go. I clicked it. Hello? It says it's waiting. Maybe it's my, hold on. Maybe it's, okay.
I just got it. I was like, oh, you gotta actually click join.
I know there's like buttons to press and everything. Oh my, and I started a little early.
That's smart. It's smart. I'm about that life.
Okay, good.
I'm about that life.
Okay, because I was like, I don't know.
So we get all our technical difficulties taken care of. That's what Black women do. Let me tell y'all. That's what we do. Y'all be wondering, how come everything be moving so smoothly when you have that CEO that's Black? How come everything be moving smoothly when you got that director that's a Black woman? How come? How? That's why, because we be on it on a molecular level. Won't he do it?
Won't he do it? Amen. Amen. It's so good to see you.
So good to see you, my dear. Oh, what are we rocking? Are those crochet braids? Are those like dreads? What are we doing?
These are crochet locks that my mom did for me.
Oh my gosh. How long did it take? Real question.
Like all day. But that's okay.
Did y'all catch up on some movies? What did y'all do while you were crocheting?
Oh, you know what? I watched the Wendy Williams movie.
The Lifetime one? How was it? It was good? It's good?
It's good. It is as dramatic as you think it is. That's what I would say.
Well, she's dramatic, so it makes sense. It should be epically dramatic.
It's everything you want. That's what I would say. All the drama you want. And
I mean all of it.
All of it. And I cannot start this interview without discussing this baby here.
Without acknowledging the queen, the dumb that she will be one day. Princess Amina. Princess Amina.
Oh,
Princess Amina.
My gosh. She is precious.
Thank you. It's interesting because when I use a computer, she acknowledges that there are other people in the space. But I think because the phone is maybe a little smaller, it takes a moment. And now she recognizes.
Hello, Queen. Nice to meet you. Oh my God.
Hello, Queen Truth.
Oh,
I see you.
I love it. Okay, so we're gonna talk comedy.
Oh yeah, my favorite subject.
I guess on here. So okay, I feel like I should let me introduce you right for this live. So this is Marian Yesufu. She is a comedian who is not only the founder of the Black Women in Comedy Festival, but is also the artistic director of the Soul Sister Comedy and the organizer of the Afro Civilization Fair. So there's that, making waves in the comedic community. And I have also had the honor of being a part of the Black Women Comedy Festival, which was which was a beautiful experience, even virtually. So thank you for having me as a part of your project. First,
you were fire. Let me tell you, when Troy came in, Troy was like, listen, there's things I want to do with this. I want to experiment with like a game. And I was like, oh my God, yes. See, that's what happens when you work with young people. They come up with fresh ideas. Fresh. So,
oh my gosh. I was just trying to navigate quarantine comedy, which is, it's different. Okay, I'm going to ask about that later. First question. So it says, finish the sentence. I'm in comedy because.
Ooh. Okay, I am in comedy because I am purposely, actively utilizing it as a way to disrupt the establishment and put more folks that look like me on.
Ooh, I love that. I love that. Yes. Yes. Okay. That's there. Next question then. How did you start doing comedy?
I have to say that I started definitely in the womb.
Okay.
I decided, I told my mama, I don't want to come in October now. I want to come in August now, a few months earlier now. So I came in as a preemie, completely on fire, all up in these Zaria, Nigeria streets, sometimes Lagos. Okay. And then, they fed me, as true Africans do. They fed me so well. Let me tell you, in 3 months, I was chubby as hell. I was proudly chubby. And, right. They would play music in my house. In the living room, we would all gather. I have 4 brothers, and then there was me. I was the first girl. And what happened is that they would play music, usually Sunny Ade, and it would come on, and the beat goes do 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 ah. And then all of a sudden, all my fat rolls, all my jiggles when he do it, all my thickums, right, and my newborn energy would just be rolling. Okay. You know what I mean? Just rolling. Yeah. And then my mama was like, hold on, turn off the music now. Turn it off for 1 second. And they would turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off. Every time the music came on, I'd just be like, and everybody was like, there's no way.
There's no way.
That's how it began.
As a newborn?
Let me tell you.
You danced out the womb?
I was like, like they were like, she is clearly moving to this music. No one else did that. And it was, and then I recognized, oh, okay, a little sprinkle of performance energy in my life. That's how it began. And then my parents nurtured it. They never said, don't do it. So
it blossomed. That is
so blossomed.
Beautiful. Now, did you start by doing stand up, or did you just start being funny?
I think that when you are coming from typically a marginalized space, or I like to say when they call my country a third world country. First of all, I should be offended now. Third world. What is third world about people that have to literally walk these streets with malaria? Do you know how many times I've received malaria into my spirit? Can't call me third. First of all, just by that energy alone, I recognize that people that are living with good sun, eating good food, but then also being marginalized in these outer globalization streets, I think they're funny. I just think that we are funny because of that. I think that even in a first world country, those who are being marginalized in their experiences are funnier than someone who is in the system, just by that alone. And then I was that person that was built, look at me, I'm built like a damn football player.
What you mean a football player? No.
Come on now, let's keep it real. Look at my arms. I just had a baby, but look at these arms. Look at these guns, right? If you could see my damn, I can't do this right now. But if you could see, I have the sexiest calf muscles, right?
You're strong.
So the point is,
you're strong.
My calf muscles look like I should be low-key an athlete, but my energy space was nah, I'm a pretty little performer when I do it. I had coaches come on, let's go, Yesufu, let's go run. And I'd be like, I'm studying Shakespeare out of my face.
Oh my gosh. I feel that so deep. I feel so deep. You're right. Okay.
So yeah, just training in the traditional senses of being a drama nerd, being I was the choir nerd before Glee was a thing. Like,
true.
We were being, you know what I mean? Like,
True.
we were performing for no damn reason. Like, no,
just cause.
Damn. Just because.
I felt like
it's like the fact that I know that I'm a contralto, or the fact that I'm like, no, my register is alto. Please never label me a soprano. I am a proud alto. Like, I was speaking like this at 8. That's problematic as hell. You know what I mean?
I mean, we're built different. So, we're built different. It's not a problem.
Built differently. At a certain point, you have to recognize this and be like, okay, oh, I don't quite fit well with just the drama people. Wait, when I found my musical comedy crew, like musical theater, I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. But I didn't quite fit in there. Bully. And so it's like, finally, when I found comedy, I should say, in the professional sense, as an adult, that's where it made sense. Because it was like, oh, we're all low-key, like, business savvy. I think female comedians are just pioneers in general. I think if we look at Moms Mabley, I think if we look at Monique, I think if we look at Whoopi Goldberg, I think if we look at Anna Devere Smith, what you notice is that they're not necessarily labeling themselves as comedians or funny women, but they are utilizing that vehicle to shift and disrupt things and bring their art and share it with the greater community at large. Yes. And so I recognize that is consistently on my shoulders, and I'm proud of that it's not just an opportunity to play, which I love to do. It's also an opportunity to share my art with others and cause a little trouble, you know?
Wow. Yep. That is amazing. I completely understand. And you're right. You know, I never thought about that, though. There is so much of a business behind being a Black woman and promoting yourself as a comedian, or really just like a funny person, really. There's a whole brand behind it.
There's a whole specific situation behind it. If you listen to Whoopi, we watched Whoopi live in Las Vegas, and she's like, I don't consider myself a comedian. You guys put that on me, right? I am just trying to perform and be an artist. Mm-hmm. And this woman, for 2 hours on stage, storytelled, acted, was funny, and without anything, no background, no dancers, nothing. She was just there. And this room full of at least, I don't know, 1,000 people, quiet listened. Because we are tasked, I think, with the sometimes responsibility of juggling so much. And we do it with ease. And I was just in awe of her. The question I asked her, I remember, was, what is something that you want to do that you haven't yet done? And Whoopi said, I want to be a queen, but like a queen of like some olden times, like some kind of queen in the 13th century or something like that. And let me tell you, I'm like, okay, I see you. You don't know me yet. I didn't say anything, but in my head, I was like, clockety clock. And if y'all are listening out there and you decide to do it, hey man, it's all good.
Yeah, don't tell everybody. That was a secret. Okay? Y'all can't come here and do this too.
I think she deserves, 3 movies that are like queen worthy. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, because that was gonna be my next question. Is who are your like comedic inspirations?
Ooh. Well, I basically said it without trying. Mm-hmm. Whoopi Goldberg, Anna Devere Smith, Monique, some more. I just think that they're Moms Mabley. I think they're so dope. If you take a moment to watch Moms Mabley perform, she is literally going from singing a serious song about the plight of Black people to being funny. Like, there's not really there's a there's a drop in the seriousness, and then the funny pulls back up. She's like, I once was a hungry woman crossing the Mississippi River. Like, it's literally that kind of shift. And you're like, wait, I want to be free. This is my nose right now. And it's like, wait, okay, it makes sense. It makes sense why you were getting paid like $10,000 per show. You were just not asking anyone for permission. How come they don't tell us that in these comedy streets? That we could be serious, and then we could just be like, you know, I just want to know, how come I don't have my boobs set up in the right position? My boobs are always standing at a perpendicular level, and all I'm trying to do is make my boobs live in that vertical space. You know what I mean? And when I mean vertical, I mean 90-degree boob. I just need the 90-degree boob. I want to wake up and my boob be at a 90 angle, but it's not. It's okay. It's okay. And also, what do you think about Einstein and his theory of relativity? Is that Einstein? Am I literally making things up? I don't know. I'm sorry. Troy, you can't stand me right now. Did I even answer that?
No, I absolutely love your energy. That's what I was thinking. I was just thinking how much I adore your energy. What was I gonna say? No, you totally answered my question. I'm trying to think. I was gonna say, it's been interesting for me being a Black woman in comedy, and how exciting it is to use our lives in our comedy. To me, it feels like such an asset, honestly, just to be living in my experience and sharing it. And it is exciting to see these legends who have done it so many different ways too. That is the most beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And that's what I was gonna. I just want to say that, and then ask if that's been your experience too, like using your own life.
I mean, all I do is use my life. People would be like, oh, how did she figure that moment out? Like, oh, we're in an improvised scene. And how did she think to use wealth and wealth analogy while speaking about breast pumping? You know why? Because I got 2 babies and I breast pumped and fed all of them for 2 years. I'm telling you, that's what wealth building is like. You want to know how? You see, I got to pump a little bit every 2 hours, pump a little bit every 2 hours, build. You know how I get to about 10 ounces on the 3rd day? Because I didn't stop pumping. You know what that means? That means when you're thinking about wealth building, don't be thinking about working. Think more about saving. You see what I'm saying right there? That's what that means right there. And so the next time you hear breast pumping and milk and squirting from the boobs, don't squint your eyes. Think about wealth building when you do it. You're welcome. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm gonna take that key, that gift you just gave me, and put that in my mind when I'm ready. When I need it.
The little nugget.
I'm gonna puzzle that, and then when I'm ready, I'll remember. Thank you.
You know what I mean? And then you see, you know what I'm saying? And then you won't be like, oh my God, my boobs. You'll be like, oh my God, my boobs. Wealth.
Right here.
Right here.
Wonderful. Okay, let me see. What else do we got? Okay, this is a question they gave me. What is the hardest thing you've had to overcome in the workplace?
Ooh, okay. For sure. I mean, I think that any person of color will say this. Yeah. But I think it's the underestimating. Yeah. And also feeling like you don't belong. Yeah. Maybe because you don't speak that person's language necessarily. And so the way that I take in people underestimating me is by eating hot Cheetos and moving on with my day. Like, don't give a damn. Who cares? Yep. Who cares? So definitely underestimating everything that you do was a is an issue. And I think about what it means to raise money for a festival. When you think about raising money as a venture capitalist, as a person of color in general, go ahead and look at the statistics. It's pretty scary. Yep. When you think about raising money to make films as a Black woman, go look at those statistics. Embarrassing. Mm-hmm. So I think that the money talk, I think that the underestimation, I think that as a society, we get to put a mirror to our faces and look at how we can make that balance fair. Because if you keep asking people that look like me to do 90% of the work, and when those people say they want to share in what you're getting back from that, and you keep not giving, what ends up happening is there's some funny, weird time bomb that happens. And that time bomb can literally be a bomb, or it can literally be you losing out on the next best thing. And that happens all the time. And maybe that's okay. Maybe it's okay. Because, all of our ancestors that are gone and the ones that are still living have told us. When Oprah talks about the experience of literally asking her boss, why is my co-host making more money than me? And the guy says it's because he has a wife and kids. Oprah's like, okay, it's time for my ass to go. Do you know why? Because it's not about what that person has. It's about the work that we both are putting in. And that is a bullshit response then. And it's honestly a bullshit response now.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
It's about knowing your worth and taking the risks that come with it.
It's a lot of risk, but it's worth it. It's beyond worth it.
Amazing. I mean, so, yeah. I guess that leads a little bit to my next question. A little bit. But I guess I was going to ask, like, what are the challenges you faced as a Black woman in comedy? Because I already know going out to just me starting comedy and going out to open mics and being the only, sometimes woman, definitely Black woman in a lot of spaces. There's a whole, I guess, confidence that has to overcome knowing that this is a space that's kind of not for me. And perhaps I don't know what the responses will be here and what am I gonna do about this? And so what are some of the challenges that you face?
Some of the challenges that I definitely faced is definitely the imposter syndrome, feeling like I don't belong in these spaces. But a lot of my answers are always going to go back to my elders and my ancestors. I'm a big believer in family, and family doesn't necessarily mean who you're born to, but who raised you, who inspired you, who gifted you with their time and energy. Else, I love my family, but I got to tell you that TGIF 90s time, them's my family too. Uncle Phil raised my ass. Laura Winslow and from Family Matters and all of them, shaped my views on things. And so when I say this, I say we live in a society where it's like we can either come from a victim standpoint or be the warrior queen that you is. And that's the energy that I roll in, because there are people that have come before me that have laid that ground out. And so even if I'm scared in these spaces and I'm alone, I know because of the work I've done in terms of research, in terms of I've laid my eyes on specific people, Anna Devere Smith, Whoopi Goldberg, Moms Mabley, and all these other incredible artists from the Chitlin circuits. And behind them, I come already with privilege, because all of those people that have laid the work so that I can just play And even if I don't see someone that looks like me in that open mic, or I don't see someone that looks like me in that class that I need to be in to train, and if I don't see someone that looks like me in that executive meeting, and if I don't see someone that looks like me in that festival, it doesn't change the fact that someone has come before me and has laid the fabric so that I can sit, stand on my shoulders, look at you in your eyes, and play. I get to play. I don't have to worry about anything else but playing in this very moment. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so that's how I navigate those difficulties. Yes, they are real. Yes, it's stacked against us. Mm-hmm. Yes, there are people. There's someone that told Julia Roberts that she could be Harriet Tubman. That shit is still going on, y'all. Huh? So the reason why Afro Civilization Fair is necessary and exists is because I'm in the time-space continuum of what? My belief is that it's not about, oh, our people didn't leave something behind. It's more of, let me peel the layers a little bit on our society, our global society, our smaller society, and see how collectively brown, Black, indigenous people of every space in this continent, on these 7 continents, how have they left something behind to enrich society at large? And my vehicle that I use is comedy. All right, that's my vehicle that I use to share that. That is why I am here. And so when I remember those things, when I look to the work that I'm doing behind trying to get that commercial, y'all, trying to get that film's money, y'all, those are the things that I carry with me. And so because that is bigger, that is bigger than my little fear. That's bigger than my ego. That's bigger than my, I want to get along with this person right now. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That is bigger than all of that. So it quiets my fears and it gets me laser sharp so I can be that comedic sniper ready to, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay, that was inspirational. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you. Okay, so then what was your process then in creating and developing the Black Women in Comedy Festival?
I think that the same process that any person of color who's said, I'm gonna create a business. I'm gonna make peanut butter. George Washington Carver. I'm gonna try and buy NBC. We're not gonna say his name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. But you know what I mean? What makes someone decide to do these large out of the box types things? It's because we were talking to the people that had the shmoney or that had the power, and they were like, nah, it's not necessary. And since, for me, I believe that y'all with the power and the shmoney understand the power of me when I'm voting and when I have money in my hands, not wealth. But when I have money in my hands and you need my vote, you completely understand how important I am. But when I tell you that I want to share with my community positive energy, warriors, kings, and the gifts that we have laid on this ground before you that we all enjoy, crickets and silence. Yeah. Those crickets and silence is what empowered me to start the festival. It's what empowered me to start Afro Civilization Fair. It's what empowers me to do the things that I do in terms of teaching. It's bigger than me, right? It's bigger than me. It's about what we all get to do as persons of color, help folks that have been marginalized. It's not that we are marginalized people, but have been marginalized by whatever systems that we're in. That's what we get to do, to give back to the people coming behind us and to honor the folks that came before us. And I said it before, I'm a family person. And it's not necessarily biology, but it's whoever has raised you. And if you've turned out a smidge okay, if you can smile, if you can giggle, and if you can play, then someone somewhere has gifted you with something. And so I recognize that, and I'm grateful. So I wake up every single day with full abundance of gratitude for all of the teachers that have helped me keep my funny and keep me light. Because when we are navigating these streets as people that are marginalized, we can be heavy all the time. We carry so much on our shoulders all the time. So it doesn't leave my ears when I know that I can show up and tear up this commercial audition. I'm tearing up this commercial audition not because your ass told me to. It's because there were people around me, my family, Carl Winslow, Uncle Phil, Will Smith, all these folks, my father, my mother, my uncles, my ratchet ass aunts, all of these people.
Not the ratchet ants.
The ratchet ants. We gotta say thank you to the ratchet ants. They're the reason why you can like bounce around in these streets, right? Okay. But because of this nurturing is how I can be free and play. You know, it's not because shit isn't happening. Shit's going down. I always wonder why my white friends are like, Marian, you're different. No. I don't understand. What do you mean someone was racist to you? Not you, Marian. No. What? What do you mean you were stopped by the po-pos? I've got to talk to my therapist about this. This nigga's got a therapist? What the fuck? How do you make money up in these streets? Damn. Okay. Okay, let me focus. But
oh my god. Oh my god.
Y'all have you all have those friends.
Couldn't be.
They're like, what is
not you.
No.
You're the nicest black person I've ever met. Couldn't be.
No, your energy and aura. No, you don't understand. You gave me stage.
Oh man, I was gonna say, you are also okay. You're also dropping so many, like, this is not just comedy. This is life gems you're giving right now. This is I really am inspired by the strength that you have found in our ancestors and in the past. That is like, and to have something really big come from behind you to push you forward is such a beautiful thing that is also like really important. Just I'm finding just in life period, and definitely in pursuing a career that is challenging.
So big, challenging, and so big. You know, we all know Maya Angelou. We know Toni Morrison. We know Octavia E. Butler. We know Lorraine Hansberry. The point is that every Black woman artist that I know that has left a footing in this space understood that it was bigger than them, understood that, and just continue to gift us. So it's like, if someone ever said, how come I don't see someone that looks like me on screen? Well, have you written or asked Octavia E. Butler's people if you can adapt a play? Even one of her books, turn it into a play, turn it into a movie.
Be the change.
It's there.
Be the change.
You know, you want to talk about Afrofuturism, she's got a whole catalog of brilliant stuff and so many others, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I like to see things, the cup more full than empty.
Yeah.
And perhaps someone would call that optimism. But I like to think of it more so in the sense of like practical knowledge.
Yeah.
Like there are things that are tangible for us that we can pick up and hold on to, that we can look at, that we can read, that we can copy. I always say with Oprah, like Oprah said that her person that she copied when she was doing the news was Barbara. What's her name? Barbara Walters.
Barbara Walters.
Yeah, Barbara.
I was like Streisand. I was like, no.
I want to say Streisand too, but she's the one that's the funny girl. So let me be Barbara Streisand. Okay, that's not Barbara Streisand. Okay, but like, but Oprah was like, I'm gonna be Barbara Walters until I don't have to be, right? So I'm gonna copy that energy until I find my way. So she copied it. So now she understands what it means to be a journalist, right? An interviewing journalist. And then she could peel off the layer of Barbara to find herself. And in that sphere of journalism, she was like, oh, myself, Oprah, me, he, she, her, keeps crying, getting emotional when she's interviewing people. And you can't do that in journalism, right? Quote unquote. Right. You have to be subjective. Right. And so homegirl was like, oh, I can't do that in this sphere. I'm going to have to do my own thing. Hence, Oprah Winfrey became the mega human that she is. The Oprah Winfrey. So, like, how about this? How about we, you know, there's so many ways and lens and ways of learning. And, you know, I have educators for parents. And so the privilege I have is having parents that didn't stuff education down my throat. They just let me play. So, I mean, I think that's a huge part of the lightness that I navigate the world with. The people that cared for me let me play. And if you are in a space where people are not letting you play, then you got to find that for yourself, is what I'm saying. So that energy, yeah. I don't know. Did I answer that?
Yeah.
What was the question?
We were just talking at that point, so we did it.
Okay.
We did it. What was I gonna ask? How did you find all the comedians for the Black Women of Comedy Festival? I stumbled upon it because a friend of mine sent it to me, and I was like, oh, I guess. I was like, I'm a new comedian, but I'll try, and I sent it in. So how did you gather everyone?
Yeah, I think honestly, it's word of mouth.
Yeah,
it was word of mouth. Yeah. It was like, I mean, I'm in comedy, and so my peers are the ones performing in these festivals. But the other folks that came around that I'm lucky to receive, like yourself, it was word of mouth. Yeah. You know, God bless folks like Lexi Grace and Alexis Bradby, because they were like, oh no, I did her festival last year. Come on, Chelsea, let's go. Like, so they let their friends know. So the following year they joined. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful that Black women know how to rally around each other. I'm grateful for that. We are so, so kind. We're such talented people. Black women are so, so resourceful and loving. And my God, everyone should have a bank account with millions inside of it if you Black and you woman. That's the point of what I wanted to say there.
Period. Period. Yeah.
I would say if you hire a Black woman, she's gonna bring everybody in. She's gonna bring everyone in because she knows what it means to pull resource and creativity from every angle.
And build a real community as well. And that was the thing that was so exciting about your festival, is that it was not just stand up. It was writers, it was shorts, it was teachers, it was all kinds of a community of women. And also, still, I just want to say kudos to doing it over Zoom because how, so it all flowed. So that was a beautiful, beautiful experience. And also just a beautiful community to be a part of, which is an abundance of resources. So snaps.
Hey.
And thank you again.
Snap.
Let's see what we've got. I wanted to ask, what is encouraging to you about the future of comedy? It's a grand question.
What is encouraging to me about the future of comedy is that there's so many great people like you that are going to be in these comedy streets. People that are creative and smart and collaborative and willing to improvise. And hell, I remember when they wanted to bring a Black Panther out in the 80s and 90s. Okay. They wanted to do it, and people were like, oh, it's not right yet, right? And then Coogler took it in these 2019 streets. The point of the back and forth that I just mumbled is that the best is yet to come. Mm-hmm. And so I'm a firm believer that the cavalry isn't coming and you got to do it yourself. But I also firmly believe in the collective work that brings better to our genre, the collective energy that brings better to our female, our women, our Black woman comedy, experience. Yeah. The best is yet to come. You're coming. Troy's coming, and she's gonna do it, and she's gonna kill it, and she's gonna pull someone else up, Mm-hmm. And there's another little munchkin out there in these elementary streets, making people laugh but getting in trouble for it. It's okay. She's coming, and she's gonna make it, and she's gonna make it even better. So, yeah, the best is yet to come.
Best is yet to come. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so then I want to ask, what will you be teaching us in your masterclass that's going to be happening on March 6th?
Ooh, okay, so if y'all made it through this entire conversation, you probably recognize the Marian as a damn character and often a proud damn fool. So you'll learn what it means to do character work, and you'll learn how to utilize and pull from the toolbox I give you to infuse that into any of your comedic works. That's if you're trying to do film comedy, if you're trying to, sharpen that 30-minute set for stand-up, you will pick from me as I teach you, as we work through it workshop-wise, how to do that, how to do some of that, and I'm excited.
I'm excited. Yes. Okay, and let me see. I think I'm on my last question. I know. I just want to ask, what advice would you give to young women who are just starting out in comedy? Like me.
Yeah, I will say, put your head down, do the work.
Do the work.
Put your head down, do the work. And that doesn't mean don't shine. It does not mean don't shine. It does not mean don't collaborate. It does not mean jump into these festivals. It means whilst you're doing all of those things, whilst you're shining like a butterfly, you growing like a bird of paradise tree, while you're doing all those things, put your head down and do the work. The work is going to like keep you balanced when you got that $25,000 check from that first the work is going to keep you balanced when you got $0. The work is going to keep you balanced when you maybe have to go back into teaching for a little bit, but you know inevitably you're a performer. The work, put your head down and do the work. It's going to keep your ego in check. It's going to keep you recognizing what you're doing here, which is the higher power, which is saying thank you to the people that came behind you and helping pull someone else up. I'm telling you, the money is great, yes. The accolades or whatever you want to call it is great, but the feeling you get helping another person come up, and the feeling you get when you're living in the energy space of gratitude is going to be more stronger connection to why you as an artist are here. That's what I have to say.
The inspiration is amazing. Well, I guess that's all I've got for today.
Hey.
I just want to say, hey,
ha. Happy Black History, Black History, Black History, Black. I did the Black History Month. You did the Black. It's the February Black. We with Troy and Marian. I want to thank Women Stand Up. See y'all in March.
Thank you so much. You are an inspiration. You are a light. You are a blessing. And I am so glad that I got this time to talk to you, get to know you further, get to know your process. And I'm really excited for the future. Thank you so much, Marian.
Thank you.
We will be seeing you soon. Thank you, Women Stand Up. See you guys later. You have a great day, Marian. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.